Then on the last day of the 100 days challenge, I fixed up the blue tech leggings and the blue tech chest piece and even made it better a little bit with the upgrade station. But I was still missing the Alpha 2 to unlock the tech cave door at the Alpha difficulty. And I had no time to go underwater and search for a natural spawn for the Alpha 2 Even using a mod to scan the map was no help. It was not spawning. So I spawned one inside my dino pen and killed it with my megalodons. It was as legit as I could get at this point. And then I had everything I needed for the Alpha Tech Cave. So we started flying to the Tech Cave. When we got there, the day was almost over, so it would go over the 100 days limit by a tiny bit no matter what. Anyway, I started uncryoing all of my tames, and that almost took a day for them to wake up. And then I lined them up with a good order so they can go inside before the Tech Cave door closes on us. I brought 2 armies, 16 Therizzinos, 2 Yuris, 2 Deodons, and also a bunch of Megatheriums to lead the way on the Tech Cave and possibly get killed to keep the Therizzinos safe. First line of Therizzinos went inside the cave quite nicely. Only 2 of them got stuck a little bit, but it was an easy problem to fix. And then the second line also went inside with no issues. I made them follow each other, and that works well when you are leading them inside the cave. But not through the entire cave, that is a big mistake. Anyway, I also forgot about Megatherium, so they were left outside. I hopped on to my Yuri, and then we started going further. I used the dino orders to command my army. I moved very slowly and cleared the tech cave inch by inch. The Yuri fear is very useful, but sometimes it can make your life very difficult. So, while I tried to escape the super high level angry dinos behind me, I angered the Giga. My Therizino army were strong enough to take it down, but they took some decent damage, because soon after we lost our first Therizino, one less dino for the Alpha Overseer. I tried to fear an area to check if there was any problems with the Yuri fear, but I failed. I found Microraptors and Perlovias to be most dangerous thing here because they might serve you up to a Giga. Good thing I had a cap flag here, so I managed to escape death. And then it happened again. My flag was almost broken and I almost got killed at the final stage of this challenge. I had to run away and risk my Therizzinos on that narrow corridor. Lavas on both sides is very dangerous, so it's very difficult to control an army. Even though Therizzinos are better than Rexes when it comes to being able to move in tight spots, it still can lead to accidents. I had no way to fight these dinos in the spot. I thought it would cause my Therizzinos to fall to the lava, so I tried to make them fall with the Yuri fear. I had to find good spots to fight these wild creatures. If I fight them too close to the lava, they might chase one down or they might be pushed inside, and we wouldn't want that. That Microraptor was level 620. The cave life here is quite insane. Then I reached at the end of the burning side of the tech cave. There was a car that I could shoot and lure it down to the lava, and that worked. Then I whistled my army to go down and clear the area. Everything was going all right. Then I tried to save a Deodon that was grabbed by a Megalosaurus. And when I turned around, half of my army was chasing something to the lava. Also a Giga spawned right where the car was, so now I had to save my Terezino army and then kill that Giga, all before even facing a single defense unit in the Overseer arena. And then there was another Giga, 2 Gigas were defending the border, also the car was still alive, attacking something of mine. So I moved whatever I could to the 1 Giga that was closest to me. All the Terezinos that fell near the lava managed to get up, and they were fighting that Giga with no fear, and I did a big Yuri roar to buff them, and then the Giga just died. The other Giga was stuck, so it was doing no damage, and the car stayed away, so we could go inside and pass the border to the icy side of the tech cave. But half of my army was lost, and the remaining ones were messed up. They were half HP, and they had no cakes left in them. But I had no option then to keep going, except I could do another rollback. This is way over the limit of being legit, so let's get it done while we are here anyway. Day 101 again. This time I remembered to bring the Megatherium army as well, so that's 10 more dinos that could be useful in this dreadful journey. I was way more careful this time, tried to keep my army as intact as possible by trying to lure things under and save the fight for the Overseer. But then I made a wrong move, and this time I was falling to the lava myself, and then we were back here. Day 101 yet again. Now I also remembered another thing, the tech helmet. You gotta have it so you can be aware of the jumpers, and this one went very well. This time I kept myself and my dino army safe and secure. We still took lots of damage, but we had a good chance to take down the Alpha Overseer. Then we were in the Overseer arena. The fight was easier than I expected. Many Terzinos survived the entire battle. Alright, it is won, but I am not sure if this proves anything for real. My challenge might be too difficult. Even with the upgrade station, this was not easy. You needed to be very careful, and you needed to have that good day of Alpha Tuso spawning. Certain things have to go in your favor to be able to win this in 100 days. But I think it is possible. Be efficient, be good, be quick, don't waste your time for anything. And if the game does the spawning correctly, you can ascend off by beating all the NPC tribes that are standing in your way and raise armies that can take down the Alpha Broodmother, the Alpha Megapithecus, and the Alpha Dragon, and finally the Alpha Overseer, and that will let you out of this arc. Thank you all for watching, and now we're done.